Imagine being the big bad Demon King, only to get your heart turned into a shish kebab by a hero who looks like he just finished a gym session.
Our main guy is currently experiencing the ultimate reality check, and spoiler alert, he is not handling it well. Despite having those edgy black flames and scales harder than my student loan debt, the sword god just pierced his heart like it was warm butter.
He is lying there in a pool of his own failure, wondering where it all went wrong.
You see, this guy was the definition of a tryhard. He entered the Demon King Military Academy as the top dog and graduated summa cum laude. He did not just read the textbook, he breathed it.
He followed the Demon King standards like it was the holy Bible of villainy, thinking he was playing 4D chess while everyone else was playing checkers.
Following the first emperor's ancient manual, he built the most cliché tower you have ever seen and started kidnapping princesses like he was collecting Pokemon cards.
He thought this was the peak of demonic strategy.
Kidnap a royal, wait for the heroes to show up, and then feed on their delicious sadness and anger.
It is basically a demonic buffet, and he was the head chef. His biggest mistake?
He actually wanted the heroes to grow.
He believed that killing them too early was a waste of a good meal.
To him, sincerity meant helping your enemies level up so they would taste better when you finally ate them.
It is the ultimate simp move for a villain, and he was doing it with a smile, thinking he was the smartest guy in the room.
He absorbed all that juicy human misery, thinking his coronation as the world's conqueror was just a matter of time.
He reached the peak of power, looking like a total boss on his throne, surrounded by purple energy that screamed, "I am the final boss." But as he is finding out now, being the strongest does not mean much when the plot decides to kick you in the teeth.
Now, he is staring up at the hero, looking like a kicked puppy. The hero is not even impressed, he is actually laughing at him.
He tells our fallen king that all you demon kings are exactly the same, always looking shocked when your predictable plans blow up in your face. It is the ultimate roast, and honestly, the Demon King deserves it for being such a slave to the tropes.
The hero keeps the savage energy going, calling out the stupidity of the whole Demon King routine.
He points out how dumb it is to kidnap a princess and leave a trail of breadcrumbs for the heroes to follow.
If he were the villain, he would have just offed the king and watched the kingdom burn in a civil war. But no, our guy had to follow the standards because he is a good little student.
The hero is basically mocking his entire existence at this point.
He explains that kidnapping the king would have caused real chaos, but the Demon King's brain is so rotted by his standards that he thought the hero's anger had to be directed solely at him to gain power.
It is a classic case of overthinking yourself into a grave, and the hero is loving every second of this humiliation.
It gets worse.
The hero actually thanks him.
He says the tower was the best training ground they could have asked for.
If the heroes did not show up, the Demon King would just send a decent amount of monsters to their villages to train them.
It is not an invasion. It is a subsidized gym membership. The tower's first floor was literally a tutorial zone for noobs to farm XP.
Our guy realized he was not a conqueror, he was a glorified NPC quest giver. He was being careful not to kill the heroes halfway through so he could gather more energy, but all he did was provide a safe environment for them to develop their skills.
He followed the ancient texts to AT, and all it got him was a one-way ticket to the afterlife. Talk about a wasted education.
The hero delivers a brutal kick and prepares for the finishing blow.
He tells the Demon King that whenever the tower gets boring, they just kill the boss so a new one can spawn.
It is a cycle, and the heroes are the ones holding the controller. Our main guy is just a piece of loot waiting to be dropped, and the hero is already eyeing his horns like they are limited edition trophies. The rest of the hero party joins in on the sarcasm, cheering and calling him the best Demon King ever. They are not even treating him like a threat, they are treating him like a beloved godfather who just gave them a huge inheritance.
Thanks for the hunting ground, Pops, they yell, while our guy is dying of pure, concentrated shame. This is not a defeat, it is a total character assassination.
As the heroes celebrate their level up, the Demon King is spiraling.
He realizes his entire life's work was just a convenient leveling zone for these arrogant humans.
He is devastated, humiliated, and absolutely fuming.
He questions the point of the standards if they only lead to being a stepping stone for some noisy brats.
The hero party is literally laughing while he bleeds out. The hero says goodbye with a smug grin, ready to claim his fame.
Our guy is screaming internally, refusing to die in such a pathetic way.
He realizes the standard was a complete lie, a trap designed to make Demon Kings predictable and weak.
He vows that if he gets one more chance, he is throwing the manual in the trash and becoming a real nightmare.
With a final burst of rage, he claims his title one last time.
"I am a Demon King," he screams, but it is too late. The darkness takes him, and his life ends in a flash of regret. He was the top student, the perfect villain, and he died as a trophy.
But the universe clearly loves a good revenge story, because the screen fades to black and then
Things get weird. He wakes up to the sound of someone shouting his name, Burj Diaz. He is not in hell, and he is not a shish kebab. He opens his eyes and sees a familiar ceiling. His heart is beating, his head is attached, and he is definitely not dead. He is back in the academy, and the moon is shining through the window just like it did 15 years ago. He is standing in the middle of the graduation ceremony, looking like he just saw a ghost. Everyone is staring at him because he is acting like a total weirdo. He checks his body, his clothes, and the environment. It is real.
He has regressed to the very day his path to ruin began.
he sees the director and the other students, and the realization hits him like a truck.
The director is calling him to the stage. As the summa cum laude, he is supposed to be the star of the show. He spots the red badge on his chest, the symbol of a graduating Demon King. He is back 15 years in the past, right at the moment he was supposed to pledge his life to the very rules that got him killed. It is the ultimate second chance, and he is not about to waste it.
The director looks at him with expectation, wondering why his brilliant mind has suddenly frozen up.
Little does he know, Burge is currently replaying his own death in high definition.
He looks at the red badge and at a standards document, and all he sees is the trash that turned him into a hero's trinket.
The irony is so thick you could cut it with a sword. He walks up to the stage, the representative of his year, ready to recite the pledge.
The document is right there, Demon King Standard. Rule number 1, build a tower. Rule number 2, kidnap princesses. It is all there, the exact blueprint for his future failure.
The audience is waiting for him to speak the words that will seal his fate once again.
He stares at the text he once memorized to AT.
He remembers how hard he worked to follow these rules, thinking they were the key to greatness.
Now he sees them for what they truly are, a script for a punching bag. He is standing before the entire academy, and the weight of his past life is screaming at him to do something different. The director is getting impatient, urging him to read the great standard. Burge looks at the smiling faces of the faculty, the people who raised him to be a victim. He grits his teeth, his eyes burning with a new kind of fire. He is not that good student anymore. He is a man who has seen the end of the road, and he is taking a hard left turn. In a moment that shocks the entire demonic realm, Burge opens his mouth and drops the ultimate "I refuse." He tells the director and the crowd that he cannot pledge himself to something so unbelievably stupid.
He calls the standards foolish and fucked up right to their faces.
The silence in the hall is deafening, and the faces of his classmates are absolutely priceless.
He does not stop there.
He screams it for the back row. The Demon King's standard is trash. He rips the document in half, effectively flushing his summa cum laude reputation down the toilet. He went from the top student to the absolute bottom in 5 seconds, and he could not be happier. This is the birth of a real Demon King, one who does not follow the script.
Watch out, heroes, because the tutorial is officially over. Imagine being so talented that the higher-ups literally give you a choice between a public apology and a one-way ticket to a literal graveyard.
Archduke Arcane is currently losing his mind, screaming at our boy Burge Diaz because he had the audacity to insult the Demon King's standards. The Archduke is trying to be merciful by offering a final chance to withdraw the statement, but if Burge refuses, he is getting deployed to Arian.
For those not in the loop, Arian is basically where Demon Kings go to get deleted by the dozens.
The crowd is absolutely losing it, whispering about how Arian is a death sentence and wondering why this criminal even gets a second chance. They think an apology is the bare minimum for someone who spat on their sacred rules.
But Burge is built different.
Instead of begging for his life, he looks the Archduke in the eye and tells him to send him to Arian right now.
He is going there specifically to prove that the Demon King standards are absolute garbage.
Talk about a savage exit. The Archduke officially signs his death warrant, stripping Burge of every single top-tier privilege and banning him from returning until the occupation is done. Oh, and he has to go completely alone. No backup, no simps, just vibes. As he is falling through a portal like a discarded main character, Burge is surprisingly chill.
He knows he caused a mess, but there is a massive twist coming.
He has actually been to this hellhole before.
Welcome to Arian, the place where heroes go to farm demon kings for XP.
Burge reveals that he is a regressor.
In his past life, his own massive ego was his downfall because he thought the strongest should play on the hardest difficulty.
Standing in the freezing Urgest Mountains, Burge vows that he won't let history repeat itself.
This time, he is the one who is going to exploit the system.
He is flipping the script and using the heroes' standards against them.
While Burge is planning his revenge, we meet Gordon Dyrick, the top graduate of the Demon Academy. This guy is the ultimate fanboy, getting ready to serve the legendary Lord Burge, unaware that his idol is currently an exiled criminal.
Gordon is out here gloating to the other graduates who are salty they didn't get the top spot.
According to the rules, the best demon serves the best king, and Gordon thinks serving Burge is a once-in-a-millennium blessing.
The other graduates are practically crying with jealousy.
They see Burge as this demonic dragon prodigy who will be remembered forever.
Gordon is already imagining a future where they have giant statues built in their honor. Gordon's delusions of grandeur are at an all-time high, believing they can conquer any dimension together.
Little does he know, Burge has already ruined his reputation by calling the entire demon realm's way of life total trash.
We flash back to the moment Burge dropped the bomb on the academy, leaving everyone, including Gordon, in a state of absolute shock.
He didn't just break the rules, he set them on fire and danced on the ashes.
Back in the present, Gordon somehow managed to find Burge in the mountains despite the no demons rule. He is having a full-blown panic attack, screaming about how they are both going to die because of Burge's big mouth.
Burge tells his new assistant to stop crying and pulling his hair out.
He explains that if they weren't an Aryan, he wouldn't even be motivated. Gordon is confused, but he tries to do his job by quoting Rule 1 of the standards.
Rule 1 says a demon king must build a tower that isn't hidden so heroes can find it easily. Gordon wants to move to a less harsh area, but Burge is like, nah, we are building it right here in the middle of nowhere.
For a normal demon like Gordon, the standards are like a religion, so watching Burge throw them away is physically painful.
Burge internally notes that he used to be just as brainwashed until he actually died.
Burge drops some truth bombs, explaining that the standards are garbage because they make demon kings predictable.
Humans have already figured out the mechanisms and are using them to spawn kill every demon king that arrives. The tower finally summons, and it is the most pathetic, empty building you have ever seen.
No traps, no monsters, just a desolate shell.
Gordon is losing his mind because this isn't the glorious fortress he was promised.
They reach the Demon King's chamber on the 5th floor, and it is just as depressing.
Gordon tries to save the mission by bringing up Rule 2, the mandatory kidnapping of a prince or princess to generate demonic energy.
Gordon suggests hitting the nearby kingdom of Corzin and grabbing a high-ranking royal to maximize the kingdom's rage.
He expects Burge to refuse, but Burge actually agrees to the kidnapping part.
Gordon is relieved, thinking his master is finally acting like a real villain.
But then Burge reveals his target, the 13th princess from the kingdom of Hilderin, which is literally on the other side of the continent.
Gordon starts screaming again because this princess has zero presence and is the lowest rank possible.
It is the total opposite of the standards.
Burge just smirks, ready to start his trash revolution by breaking every rule in the book.
We see the target, the 13th princess, looking all innocent and cute in her room. She has no idea a demonic dragon regressor is about to ruin her peaceful life just despite a bunch of old rules.
The tower identifies Burge as part of the Black Flame demonic dragon tribe, finalizing the summoning.
The stage is set for a war where the heroes' standards are about to get flipped on their heads.
Burge explains that the only reason humans are winning is because they turned the Demon King's own rules into a strategy guide.
By being standard, the demons are literally just handing the heroes the win.
Gordon is still struggling to process the idea that everything he learned in school is a lie.
He follows Burge into the empty tower, feeling like his entire worldview is crumbling faster than the demons who died here before them.
Every floor they pass is just a void. No perks, no privileges, just cold stone. It is a tower fit for a king who has nothing to lose and everything to prove. Gordon tries to convince himself that this is all just graduation stress and that Burge will come to his senses.
He clings to the kidnapping plan as their last hope for a normal demon conquest.
The map shows the kingdom of Corzin is right there, practically begging to be raided.
But Burge is staring at the southernmost tip of the world, picking the most useless royal to kidnap.
Gordon is practically begging him to reconsider, but Burge is already locked in.
He tells Gordon to stay behind and guard the empty tower while he goes on a cross-continental road trip for a girl nobody cares about. Gordon's face says it all. He is stuck with a crazy master in a frozen wasteland. But Burge isn't crazy. He is just the only one who knows that playing by the rules is the fastest way to get a sword through the chest. As Burge flies off toward the kingdom of Hilderin, we get a glimpse of his wings. He looks every bit the terrifying Demon King the world expects, but his brain is working on a level these people can't even imagine.
He arrives at the princess's balcony, looming like a nightmare in the moonlight. He tells her he is there to take her, and the poor girl looks like she is about to faint from the sheer non-standard energy.
Gordon's final scream echoes in the background as he realizes his master is officially a lost cause.
The rebellion against the Demon King standards has officially begun, and it is going to be a glorious, rule-breaking mess.
Imagine being a Demon King and your kidnapping victim is more bored than scared.
Our boy Burge really thought he was doing something, but this princess is giving him zero energy. He literally has to ask if she knows who he is, and her reaction is just a blank stare.
Most girls would be screaming for their lives, but she just hits him with the ultimate, "Are you sure you can handle me?" line.
Burge is out here trying to be a menace, and she is treating this like a Tinder date gone wrong.
Talk about a strange flex.
When he doubles down on the whole "I am a Demon King" thing, she just accepts her fate like she is checking into a hotel. Apparently, being born a princess means you just expect to be kidnapped on a Tuesday. Her lack of resistance is the biggest red flag I have ever seen.
Burge is getting major bad vibes, but he is too deep in his villain arc to turn back now. He decides to take her anyway, even though his gut is screaming that something is wrong. Spoiler alert, his gut is 100% right, and he is about to find out why.
Back at the Urgist Mountains, Burge is acting like a softie and tells his boy Gordon to put the princess on the 4th floor instead of the dungeon. He thinks he is being lenient because she was a good captive, but he is actually just inviting a disaster into his house. The princess checks out her new room and it is basically a stone box.
No pillows, no blankets, and definitely no maids.
Most royals would be throwing a tantrum, but she is just sitting there like, yeah, this works for me. She actually has the audacity to smile and think this cold cell is better than her life back at the kingdom. Seriously, how toxic was her home life if a literal prison cell feels like an upgrade?
This girl is definitely hiding something huge.
While she is getting cozy, Gordon drops an invite from the Tower of Beasts for a welcome party.
Burge knows this is just a pathetic attempt at hazing the new guy. Demon Kings are too proud to actually be friends, so this is definitely going to be a toxic workplace meeting.
Burge decides to show up just to see what these weak-minded losers want.
He heads over to the Tower of Beasts, which looks exactly as overgrown and messy as you would expect for a guy who has been ruling for 20 years. Enter Draxon, the Demon King of Beasts.
This guy is a literal giant wolf and he is already talking trash before Burge even sits down.
He calls our MC unimpressive and acts like he is the big boss of the neighborhood just because he has been there for 2 decades.
Draxon reveals that Archduke Arcane personally told him to keep an eye on Burge. He starts talking about the Archduke like he is some god, but Burge just calls the guy a noisy old vampire geezer. The audacity on this man is truly top tier. Draxon loses his mind because Burge disrespected the boss, so he tries to pull the ultimate power move. He drops a piece of meat on the floor and tells Burge to lick it if he wants a pardon. This dog is really trying to treat a fellow Demon King like a pet. Burge is not about that life.
He stands his ground and lets out an aura so terrifying it makes the big bad wolf realize he just barked at the wrong tree.
He reminds Draxon that according to the rules, Demon Kings cannot kill each other.
But then he hits him with the "Do you think I would really follow that rule?" line, and honestly, the Auraflex is insane.
He completely shatters the floor and leaves Draxon shaking in his fur. That is how you handle a bully, ladies and gentlemen. Draxon folds faster than a lawn chair.
He immediately changes his tune and says he was just checking to see if Burge properly kidnapped a princess like a real Demon King should.
The backpedaling is honestly embarrassing to watch.
Burge plays along and tells a massive lie, saying he already grabbed a princess and she suits his taste perfectly. Draxon is impressed by the majesty of it all, but Burge is already thinking about how annoying these other demon kings are going to be.
Back at home, Burge tells Gordon to check on the girl.
He is still trying to figure out how to use her, not realizing that she is currently the one using his tower as a playground. He is so focused on his pride that he is missing the literal forest for the trees.
Our MC is having a moment of deep reflection, swearing he would rather die than bow his head to trash ever again.
He is determined to rebuild his foundation from scratch using his own rules.
It is a great speech, but the system is about to ruin his whole mood. He checks his demonic energy points from the kidnapping. Since he targeted a low-rank princess, he expects maybe a few hundred points.
Instead, the screen pops up with over 13,000. He is sweating bullets because that math is not mathing at all. Suddenly, a video message from Draxon arrives. The wolf is actually being nice now, congratulating him on such a difficult feat.
He thinks Burge was just pretending to be a rebel as a cover for his genius plan.
Burge is just standing there like, what plan?
Gordon comes running and screaming that there is a problem on the 4th floor.
Burge rushes over and finds that his cold, stone tower has been turned into a literal jungle. There are butterflies, flowers, and waterfalls everywhere.
This is not a prison anymore. It is a vacation resort.
He is staring at an entire ecosystem that shouldn't exist.
This kind of naturalization is crazy high-level magic that requires mastering all 4 elements.
Burge finally realizes that he didn't just kidnap a princess, he kidnapped a living nuke. He finds her playing with slimes and spirits like it is no big deal. He connects the dots and realizes there is only one spiritist on the entire continent capable of this. He confronts her and straight up tells her she is not the 13th princess he was looking for. She just giggles and confirms that he totally mistook her for some girl named Elena. She drops her real name, Ernan Hildurin, the first princess of the Hildurin kingdom. Burge looks like his entire life just flashed before his eyes, and honestly, same.
Meanwhile, back at the kingdom, the king is absolutely losing it.
He is in full-blown angry dad mode because someone touched his favorite daughter.
He orders every hero and every soldier to mobilize immediately.
The man is ready to burn the world down.
You thought this princess was just a helpless damsel?
Think again.
She pulls out a royal heirloom ring that's basically a mana stealth cheat code, revealing she's been masking a mountain of magical power this whole time just to look harmless.
Burge offers her a one-way ticket back to her daddy, but this girl has more pride than a shonen protagonist. She refuses to leave, claiming she'd rather face a demon than become the laughingstock of the continent for being a coward.
Our boy Burge checks his status and sees he's hit the jackpot with nearly 20,000 demonic energy points.
Turns out, kidnapping a high-profile princess is the fastest way to become the #1 target of a kingdom's pure, unadulterated rage.
Back in Hildurin, the king is having an absolute meltdown on his throne. He's screaming at his useless subordinates to find his daughter and bring him the head of whatever demon was dumb enough to touch his precious heir. The court nerds are confused because the last demon king who tried this ended up in a casket. They finally track the teleportation residue to the frozen north, realizing a new boss has set up base in the deadly Urgist Mountains. While the king is popping veins, Burge is chilling in his tower.
Gordon is currently losing his mind over an impending invasion, but Burge is just smirking at the map, like he's playing a high-stakes game of Risk.
Burge drops a geography lesson, explaining that Hildurin is in the deep south while they are at the edge of the world. No army is getting military access through all those middle kingdoms just to save one girl.
Since the army is grounded, the king's only move is to hire the hero guild. But these so-called heroes are basically just mercenaries with better PR. As soon as they hear the destination is a monster-filled wasteland, they start making excuses to stay home.
Gordon is basically simping for Burge's big brain right now.
Our Demon King predicted their greed perfectly, knowing these heroes care way more about their gold pouches and their lives than some justice rescue mission.
Burge hits the tower shop and starts buying upgrades like skeleton guards and dimensional weakening. He's beefing up the security, but he knows a few bony boys won't be enough when the real high-level raiders eventually show up.
Now here's the crazy part. Burge decides to sell his demonic energy for human cash.
Gordon looks like he's seeing a ghost because trading raw power for paper money is unheard of, but Burge knows that in the human world, gold is the ultimate weapon. Disguised as a random mercenary, Burge rolls up to the fortress city of Hulton. He doesn't even break a sweat at the gate, just bribes the guards with a cut of his future earnings and walks in like he owns the place.
He heads straight to the Scarlet Hawk Guild where the local mercenaries are busy being loud and wrong.
They're convinced the kidnapping is fake news, laughing about how no Demon King would be stupid enough to build a tower in the freezing north.
These geniuses think the Hero Guild is just running a scam to milk the king for more money.
They're having a grand old time mocking the logistics of the kidnapping, completely unaware that the actual culprit is standing right behind them. Burge finally interrupts their little comedy show with a look that says your life ends in 5 seconds.
When they try to act tough, he just smiles and tells them they're going to be his tour guides whether they like it or not.
The mercenaries decide to choose violence, and Burge happily obliges. He starts a one-man wrecking crew, sending bodies flying and turning the guild hall into a demolition zone faster than they can scream for mercy. After beating the absolute brakes off everyone, Burge grabs the leader and demands to be taken to the slave market. He's done playing around and needs someone who actually knows the layout of this corrupt city. He walks through the market with total disgust, ignoring the human slaves entirely. He's looking for the rare stuff, specifically an elf known for having too much integrity for their own good.
His plan is pure evil: buy an elf, turn them into a spy, and use them to sow absolute chaos among the heroes.
He's going to exploit the humans' greed and the demon's ambition to make sure nobody ever reaches his tower alive. But just as Burge is setting his trap, a new challenger appears in the Hilderin court.
Hillen Cargill, a hero who actually drinks the Justice Kool-Aid, accepts the mission and vows to bring back the Demon King's head.
Looks like we've got a real fight on our hands. Imagine buying a legendary elven slave like you're picking up a carton of milk at a convenience store. Our boy Burge is back at it, casually browsing the market while the seller looks like he's about to have a literal heart attack from the stress.
The merchant is terrified that this elf is going to go full John Wick and trash the place, but Burge just throws money at the problem like a total baller.
He tells the guy to keep the change and stop yapping because he's got a kingdom to run and people to terrify. Once they're finally alone, Burge decides to drop the nice guy act and lets a tiny bit of his dark energy leak out.
The elf immediately realizes he's in the presence of a demon and starts questioning every life choice that led him to this cage.
Burge offers the ultimate deal, a chance at revenge against the humans who treated him like garbage. All it costs is 50 years of absolute loyalty. Honestly, in this economy, 50 years of being an intern for a Demon King is a total steal. Granada is playing hard to get, acting all noble and mentioning the world tree like he's got moral high ground. He's skeptical because demons and elves usually get along about as well as a match in a gasoline tank. To prove he's serious, Burge swears a binding vow on the Demon King's standards.
He's basically signing a magical contract that says, "I won't touch your precious tree." Now it's the elf's turn to put his money where his pointy ears are.
Granada thinks he's being a clever little comedian and laughs in Burge's face.
He claims if this guy is really a Demon King, he'll up the contract to 100 years. Careful what you wish for, buddy, because you just played yourself.
They finally arrive at the secret base in the Urgest Mountains and Granada is officially crying scam.
He expected a dark fortress filled with nightmares, but the place is emptier than a gym on New Year's Day. The elf is throwing a total tantrum, screaming about how there are no monsters and no defenses.
He's convinced they're going to be torn apart by heroes in 5 minutes. He's really out here roasting his new boss's real estate choices.
Burge gets tired of the noise and drops his full demonic pressure.
It's so heavy Granada probably thinks he's being sat on by a mountain.
The elf finally realizes the disaster-level monsters outside weren't attacking because they were absolutely terrified of Burge. Realizing his boss is the real deal, Granada officially bows down and vows his life away for the next century. He's expecting some dark, world-ending assignment, but the first order of business is making dinner? Talk about a career pivot. Granada ends up in the kitchen, and things get weird fast.
He's baking bread next to a human girl who turns out to be Ernan Hilderin, the crown princess.
The look on his face is priceless as he realizes his boss literally kidnapped royalty for fun.
The elf is panicking, convinced that the entire world is going to hunt them down now. He's screaming that kidnapping a princess is an act of insanity, but Burge is just sitting there like it's a normal Tuesday afternoon. Burge explains the plan. Granada isn't going to be a guard. He's going to be a spy.
If the heroes even reach the tower, the game is already over.
The elf needs to stop them before they even pack their bags. Granada goes full try-hard mode, using his agility to find an opening. Burge is low-key impressed that being a slave didn't make the elf rusty, noting that he's even enhancing his body with mana.
The elf is moving fast, but Burge is just playing with his food at this point.
Even with a massive handicap, the Demon King is moving like he's reading a script of the fight before it even happens. Granada tries to close the distance, but Burge pins him down instantly. It's a total reality check for the elf, proving that the gap between them is wider than the Grand Canyon. You can't beat a boss when he's the one who wrote the rules. After proving Granada is competent enough to not die immediately, they head to the city to visit the Red Hawk mercenaries. You remember these guys, right? The same ones Burge previously used as floor mats. The mercenaries are shaking in their boots, but their trauma is instantly healed the second Burge drops a mountain of gold on the table. In this world, loyalty is cheap, but a bag of gold coins is the ultimate forget we ever fought spell. The crew is officially hired for a year. They're a bit salty about taking orders from a bandaged-up elf, but Burge silences their complaints with one look. Granada is now the middleman for a bunch of greedy thugs. Burge explains that while these guys look like D-tier fodder, they know the local terrain better than anyone.
They're the perfect tools for gathering intel and navigating the mountains without drawing too much attention.
The real target is revealed, Cargill.
He's the legendary hero who already took down the Demon King of Lust, and he's currently the only one who can answer the kingdom's call.
He's basically the final boss for our group of misfits.
Burge issues the first official command: investigate the hero immediately.
The mercenaries shout their loyalty, probably imagining all the gold they're going to spend, while Granada prepares for his new life as a demon spy. The hunt is on.
Our ragtag team of a demon king, a kidnapped princess, a salty elf, and a bunch of greedy mercenaries is heading out to stalk the world's strongest hero. This is either the start of a legend or a total train wreck, and I'm here for it.
Our Demon King Burge is officially broke.
After selling all his demonic energy points, he is stuck in his tower realizing that being a legend requires actual stats. Since the system cannot help him anymore, it is time to go old school and find some natural steroids to buff himself up.
He is hunting for spirit blossoms, which are basically high-grade mana crystals in flower form.
The Urgist Mountains are the perfect spot because humans are too cowardly to go there, leaving the mana to marinate for years in these rare blooms.
It is the ultimate loot for a demon who refuses to be weak. Gordon, the ever-stressed aide, tries to play the voice of reason. He warns Burge that finding these flowers is like looking for a single brain cell in a room full of simps. You need a mana detector, or you are just walking in the snow for nothing. But of course, a wild interruption is coming.
Enter Ernan, the princess who clearly does not know the meaning of the word kidnapped. She pops in with her cute spirits like she owns the place, asking if they are busy. Honestly, she is the only person in this tower who is not terrified of Burge, and it is honestly kind of iconic. She reminds him of his promise: if she helps him find the blossoms, she gets to decorate the 4th floor. Burge agrees, but you can tell he is judging her taste. A princess wanting to turn a Demon King's fortress into a Pinterest board?
That is a level of crazy he did not expect. Time to fly.
Burge grabs her like a sack of potatoes and flexes those massive wings. Ernan is terrified at first, but this is her first taste of freedom since being locked in his golden cage.
They blast off into the sky, leaving the boring tower behind for some high-altitude scouting. As they soar over the mountains, Ernan finally sees how vast the world is.
It is a total vibe shift from her life back at the palace. She is realizing that the world is much bigger than the dusty books and magic circles she was forced to study every single day. She gets a bit too comfortable and asks Burge to call her by her first name.
Big mistake.
Burge immediately reminds her who the boss is. He is a total red flag, telling her to know her place or she is going straight to the underground prison. No more princess treatment today. He orders her to put those spirits to work. Ernan might be annoying, but her affinity with spirits is the real deal. She sends her little blue blobs out to scan the frozen wasteland, and unlike Burge, these spirits actually know where the good stuff is hidden.
Boom, found it. In record time, Ernan locates a blossom that would have taken Gordon weeks to find.
It is a stunning white flower glowing with pure mana, but there is a catch.
Rare loot always comes with annoying gatekeepers, and this mountain is crawling with them. A pack of pearl orcs shows up looking for a fight. These guys are descendants of demons who quit the demon realm, and they have zero respect for royalty. Burge tries to pull the Eye and the Demon King card, but these beasts basically tell him to get lost or get eaten. Burge just sighs because he actually expected beasts to have some common sense.
How foolish of him.
Since they chose the path of violence, he is more than happy to oblige.
He starts charging up his black flames, and you just know a massacre is about to begin.
The orcs charge in like total idiots, thinking they can take down a king.
Burge does not even break a sweat.
He unleashes a tidal wave of dark energy that turns the entire pack into premium charcoal. Ernan can only watch from the sidelines, absolutely stunned by the sheer violence.
It is a complete wipeout. These orcs were famous for taking down ogres, but against Burge, they are just bugs under a boot.
He incinerates everything in sight, proving that even without his system points, he is still the most dangerous man alive.
Talk about a power trip. They finally bagged the prize, a hyacinth spirit blossom. It is overflowing with water and ice mana.
Burge notices Ernan looking at it with puppy dog eyes and promises her one if they find more.
He knows humans work better when you dangle a carrot in front of them.
Sadly, they do not find any more blossoms, and Ernan ends up passing out from exhaustion.
Burge looks at her and realizes she might actually be more useful than he thought. He carries her back to the tower like a tired toddler, but the peace is not going to last long.
Back at base, Gordon drops some bad news.
The hero Hilan Cargill and 32 other heroes have officially left the capital.
They are taking the classic shonen route, stopping at villages and doing side quests to level up before they reach the final boss.
Gordon presents a list of generic villain plans to stop them, but Burge tosses them all in the trash.
He knows that half-baked interruptions just make heroes stronger.
He is not interested in being their training dummy. He wants to play a much dirtier game. Burge's new plan:
send his own people to join the heroes' party as mercenaries.
he wants to build trust and sabotage them from the inside. While they are busy making friends, he is going to kidnap a dwarf to turn his tower into a literal death trap.
Gordon is losing his mind.
A human, a high elf, and now a dwarf in the Demon King's tower? They are going to be a laughingstock. But Burge does not care about reputation.
He needs dwarven technology to create a surprise that will violate every standard the heroes expect. Imagine being a hero, opening the door to the first floor expecting weak slimes, and getting blasted in the face by dozens of magic cannons.
That is Burge's vision.
He is completely throwing the rulebook out the window to ensure these heroes never make it past the lobby. The scene shifts to the underground city of Wolfner, where the legendary blacksmith Lozier Friedrich is hard at work.
He is the best in the business, and he has no idea that a rogue Demon King has already put a target on his back. Get ready, because the next abduction is officially scheduled. Welcome to Wolfner, the city of dwarves, a place our boy Burge has turned into a graveyard countless times before his regression.
But today, he is not here to stack bodies. He is visiting for the first time as a customer, which is probably the biggest plot twist these short kings will ever see. He heads straight for the Midnight Inn because nothing says secret mission like a shady tavern.
He drops some gold and asks for the city's top blacksmith, proving that even in a subterranean kingdom, money is the only language that matters to these greedy smiths. Burge follows the directions perfectly, navigating the mechanical labyrinth until he reaches the lowest floor and the deepest room. The air is thick with heat and the sound of hammering, marking the lair of the city's legendary master of metal.
Inside the workshop, we meet Lozier Friedrich, a guy whose metallurgy skills are so cracked that the mana literally looks like it is dancing around his forge.
He is a total genius with a hammer, and Burge is already eyeing him like a shiny new toy he wants to steal. While our MC is busy planning a quiet abduction, Lozier proves he is more than just a craftsman.
He senses a tiny trace of demonic energy in the air, and immediately realizes that a dangerous intruder has just breached his personal sanctuary.
Lozier drops the hammer and confronts Burge, calling him out for being a demon king despite his human disguise. He starts yapping about being a hero who contains the power of heroes, promising that our MC will not be leaving the city in one piece. The blacksmith tries to look intimidating with all that fire and light, but Burge is not impressed.
He realizes that despite all the big talk and the fancy title, this legendary hero is actually incredibly weak when it comes to a real fight.
One quick exchange later, and Lozier is finding out the hard way that you do not pick fights with the final boss.
Burge reveals his true identity as the Demon King, and suddenly the blacksmith's hero complex starts to crumble into pure terror. Outside, the guards finally realize their star blacksmith has vanished and trigger a city-wide lockdown.
While the dwarves are running around like headless chickens, Burge is chilling in the shadows with Lozier as his new personal hostage.
Burge keeps a firm grip on the dwarf, threatening to end him instantly if he even thinks about making a sound.
The legendary hero is now a shivering mess, realizing that his bad luck just peaked in the worst way possible. Lozier is convinced Burge is here to kidnap the dwarven princess and tries to act like he has got some dignity left. He admits he has been living a quiet life because he is terrified of demon kings, which is a pretty pathetic confession for a guy with hero in his name. Burge decides to switch to psychological warfare, threatening to let Lozier go but spreading a rumor that he sold out the princess to save his own skin.
He knows the city will believe it because everyone already knows Lozier is a physical coward. Faced with the choice of social ruin or eternal torture, Lozier folds like a wet paper towel.
He agrees to guide Burge out but demands a vow on the Demon King's standards, thinking that actually means something to a guy like RMC.
While they are plotting their escape, we meet Princess Louise Werft, and let's just say she is not your typical damsel. She is a total tank who is absolutely fuming that her favorite blacksmith was supposedly snatched right under her nose.
The princess flies into a rage, threatening to rip her subordinates' heads off if they do not find the kidnapper immediately.
Meanwhile, the man of the hour is currently crawling through a cramped, disgusting tunnel while Burge watches his backside. Lozier is complaining about the indignity of a demon king staring at his buttocks, but they manage to successfully exit the city while the chaos is still peaking.
Once they hit the open air, the dwarf thinks he is finally free to go.
Realizing he is still a prisoner, Lozier starts desperately selling himself like a used car salesman.
He offers his unmatched metallurgy skills and even volunteers to be a spy, promising to build whatever Burge wants just to stay alive.
Internally, however, the dwarf is already plotting to lead a pursuit team back to Burge's throat the moment he gets a chance. Burge plays along, offering mercy if Lozier swears absolute allegiance, prompting the dwarf to shout hooray for the Demon King.
The scene cuts to the 4th floor of Burge's tower, where Lozier wakes up in a cold sweat.
He is confused because he thought he was getting a ticket home, but instead, he is standing in the middle of a demon fortress.
Burge explains that his mercy only meant he would not kill him, and he carried the dwarf back because he knew a betrayal was coming.
Lozier realizes he has been completely outplayed and starts having a full-blown mental breakdown.
The broken dwarf starts laughing hysterically as the reality of his permanent capture sinks in.
Burge asks if he is happy to be a subordinate, and Lozier forces a smile through his despair, claiming he is very happy while his soul leaves his body.
Satisfied with his new acquisition, Burge issues his first command to the legendary blacksmith.
He orders Lozier to install a massive array of cannons on the tower's 1st floor, preparing a deadly surprise for the next batch of heroes who think they can save the day.
Lozier's legendary skills are now being used to turn Burge's tower into a literal death trap.
Our Demon King is not playing games anymore. He is turning a national treasure into his personal weapons manufacturer to ensure no hero ever makes it past the front door. The city of Wolfner might be looking for their hero, but he is busy building artillery for the enemy. Burge's plan is coming together perfectly, and the look of pure psychological defeat on Lozier's face is basically the cherry on top for this mission. Burge watches over the work with a smug grin, knowing that a hero's best weapon is now his own secret advantage.
The tower is about to become the most hated landmark in the world, and Burge is loving every single second of it.
The transition from hero blacksmith to demon slave is complete, even if Lozier's brain is currently fried.
RMC has successfully secured the best talent in the world, and he did it by being the most manipulative guy in the room.
As the cannons are prepped, the story highlights the sheer ruthlessness of Burge's leadership.
This guy really just kidnapped a hero and forced him to build a defense system, proving that in this world, being the bad guy is just more efficient.
Lozier's role in the Dwarf Kingdom is officially over, and his new life as a tower-bound smith begins.
The heroes are coming, but they have no idea that the man who made their gear is now the one aiming the cannons at their faces. The final scenes show the absolute mental defeat of a hero who thought he was special.
Burge does not care about your vows or your titles. He only cares about results, and those results are looking very explosive for the next chapter. With the cannons being installed and Lozier completely broken, the tower is finally becoming an impenetrable fortress.
If the heroes think they can just walk in and save the day, they are in for a very loud and very deadly surprise. Welcome to the Ergist Heroes Journey Preparation Station, where the local heroes are busy wetting their pants over the new Demon King.
Rumor has it this guy is packing black flames, so everyone is panic buying fire-resistant gear like it is a Black Friday sale. Little do these simps know, the lack of demonic beasts is not because the Demon King is scared, it is because he is playing the long game. Our boy Burge is watching them from the shadows, laughing as they waste their time and money while their growth completely stalls. This is a battle against time, and Burge is winning without lifting a finger.
He knows exactly how human nature works, and by starving these heroes of battles, he is basically turning them into useless level 1 mobs before the final boss fight even starts.
Lozier tries to act smart and mentions his invention, Mana's Phantom, which can hide energy traces. He claims it is back at his old workshop in Wolfner, clearly trying to bait Burge into letting him go so he can make a run for it. Nice try, dwarf. To make things even more humiliating, Burge forces Lozier to wear a face-blurring mask. If that mask comes off, it is considered an escape attempt, and we already know what happens to Lozier's neck.
Burge is really out here living his best tyrant life.
The duo spends a whole month touring different kingdoms, but this is not a vacation. They are raiding supplies and mana materials like a pair of high-stakes looters, stuffing everything into Burge's subspace pocket before heading back to the dwarven city of Wolfner.
While they are sneaking around, we meet Princess Louise Werft, and let's just say she has zero chill. She is currently having a nuclear meltdown because her favorite blacksmith is still missing, and she is taking it out on her guards like a true psycho. Louise is giving her men a 2-week ultimatum to find Lozier or start preparing their own funerals. She refuses to believe he ran away from her loving care, convinced that some mysterious kidnapper is the only reason he is not at his anvil.
Fast forward to the most awkward reunion ever.
Burge and Lozier pop out of a secret tunnel right in front of the princess.
Lozier thought his mask would save him, but Louise knows only he uses that tunnel.
The disguise is cooked, and so is Lozier's luck.
Louise immediately claims Lozier as her slave for life and starts charging up a punishment for his escape. She is so obsessed with her weapon that she does not even notice the high-tier threat standing right next to her. Big mistake, princess. Burge steps in like a total boss, introducing himself as the master of the pitiful blacksmith she was extorting. Louise is offended that anyone would dare challenge her ownership, and the tension in the room just went from 0 to someone is getting slapped. Burge checks her stats and realizes she is a beast. In his past life, she was a legendary warrior, way stronger than she is now.
He could kill her, but it would waste too much energy and blow his cover way too early in the game. Since he is on a schedule, Burge tells Lozier he has exactly 60 seconds to dismantle the Mana's Phantom machine or he is dead.
Lozier starts working at lightning speed, terrified of the princess in front of him and the Demon King behind him.
Louise charges in, screaming about breaking Lozier's legs so he can never run again.
Burge just laughs and roasts her, saying she sounds more like a Demon King than he does.
Irony is dead, and Louise is the one who killed it with her crazy eyes. Burge plays defense, effortlessly swatting away the princess's attacks, while Lozier finishes the job. Once the machine is dismantled and safely in the subspace pocket, Burge decides it is time to exit stage left with a massive explosion for dramatic flair. He collapses the entire tunnel entrance, leaving Louise buried in rubble and salt.
He tells her to give up on the dwarf as they vanish into the shadows, leaving the second princess of the dwarves absolutely humiliated in her own city. Louise pulls herself out of the debris, and she is not just mad, she is obsessed.
She stares at the spot where they disappeared, her rage turning into a cold, dark vow.
This girl is officially a red flag with a crown. The chapter ends with Louise swearing to hunt Lozier to the ends of the continent.
She is going to make him regret the day he chose a Demon King over her, and honestly, I do not know which fate is worse for our poor blacksmith.
Burge has successfully secured his high-tech cloaking device and a permanent slave, while Louise has secured a lifelong obsession.
The real game is just beginning, and the world has no idea what kind of monster Burge is building in that tower.
As they travel back, Lozier is probably reconsidering all his life choices.
He is stuck between a psycho princess and a savage Demon King, proving that being a talented blacksmith is actually a death sentence in this world.
But for Burge, everything is going exactly according to plan. He has the tools, the talent, and the perfect distraction.
The heroes are still buying fire-resistant boots while he is preparing to drop a tactical mana nuke on their entire existence.
The level of disrespect Burge showed the dwarven royalty is peak energy. He did not even break a sweat while stealing their most valuable asset right from under their noses. Stay tuned, because this Demon King is just getting started. Louise's face at the end says it all.
She is not going to stop until she gets her hands on Lojure's neck, but she is going to have to go through a literal god of regression to do it.
Good luck with that, sweetie. With the Manus Phantom in his possession, Burge's tower is about to become a literal ghost zone.
No hero will be able to detect his traps, turning his home into a giant death trap for anyone brave enough to knock on the door.
Lojure is still shaking, but he is working. Fear is a great motivator, and Burge is a master at using it. The synergy between a terrified genius and a ruthless king is going to produce some absolutely broken equipment.
The world thinks the Demon King is hiding because he is weak.
They are about to find out that he was just busy building a nightmare that none of them are prepared to survive. It is not fear, it is efficiency.
Louise is already gathering her forces, but she is chasing a ghost. Burge is 10 steps ahead, and by the time she finds him, she will realize she should have stayed in her workshop and kept her mouth shut. The irony of a princess being called a Demon King by the actual Demon King is the highlight of this chapter.
Burge's sarcasm is truly his second most dangerous weapon after his regression knowledge. As the tunnel dust settles, the power dynamic has shifted.
The dwarves have lost their pride, the heroes have lost their growth, and Burge has gained everything he needed to win the war before it even starts.
Lojure might be a pitiful blacksmith, but he is the key to Burge's ultimate defense. The fact that Burge saved him just to exploit him even harder is the kind of red flag behavior we live for in these stories.
Louise's obsession is going to be a major problem later, but for now, she is just a loud obstacle that Burge cleared with ease.
He does not have time for tantrums when he is busy rewriting history.
The subspace pocket is full, the blacksmith is secured, and the princess is triggered. This was a 10 out of 10 mission for our favorite regressor, and the fallout is going to be glorious to watch.
Never trust a dwarf with a secret tunnel, and never challenge a Demon King who knows your future better than you do. Louise learned that the hard way, and the rest of the continent is next. The final shot of Louise's eyes shows a woman who has completely snapped.
If you thought Burge was the only psycho in this manhwa, think again.
The hunt is on, and it is going to be bloody.
Lojure, you better start forging like your life depends on it, because both your masters are coming for your soul. This is the end of the chapter, but the nightmare for our blacksmith is just starting. Our boy Lojure has been working overtime like a salaryman in a black company, finally finishing this massive hunk of junk called Manus Phantom. It is literally a giant mechanical eyeball on the first floor, and even the creator is scared of what he just built. Enter the Demon King, looking as edgy as ever. He does not care about Lojure's feelings or his overtime pay. He just wants the machine running.
This magical tool is supposedly the ultimate cheat code to stop those pesky heroes from crashing his party.
Burge is not playing around.
He activates the synchronization and sacrifices 10,000 demonic energy points like he is pulling on a gacha banner.
The whole room explodes in a blinding blue light that probably gave everyone a permanent tan.
The tower system starts screaming like a frantic gamer.
It recognizes the Phantom, but the cost to sync is insane. Burge just shrugs and clicks, yes, because when you're a Demon King, your bank account is as bottomless as your drama. Suddenly, the power source does a complete 180. The machine stops using standard mana and starts chugging demonic energy like it is an energy drink.
Lojure is standing there looking like a confused Pikachu because this was definitely not in the instruction manual.
This is officially the discovery of the century. Merging a tool with the tower created something entirely new. Lojure is geeking out so hard, he probably forgot he is technically a prisoner, while Burge is just glad his expensive new toy actually works. Time for a field test.
Burge tells the princess to fire off a spell, and she takes that as a personal challenge. She unleashes a massive burst of elemental chaos that she claims is just for cleaning. Girl, if that is cleaning, I would hate to see you do the dishes. Poor Lojure is having a mental breakdown because he just finished mopping that floor.
Meanwhile, Burge heads outside to check the stealth.
Despite the princess trying to nuke the interior, the tower is as silent as a graveyard.
This is peak stealth technology. Burge stands in the snow and cannot feel a single presence from inside. The Mana's Phantom is basically a giant do not disturb sign for the entire mountain, masking every bit of magical energy.
But wait, there is more.
Burge flexes his demonic muscles and makes the entire tower vanish into thin air.
It is a literal disappearing act that would make a magician cry, but there is a catch. Staying invisible drains his points faster than a shopaholic at a sale. The tower is gone, but Burge's energy points are hitting rock bottom.
He realizes that while being a ghost is cool, he cannot keep it up forever.
It is a powerful trump card, but one he has to use wisely unless he wants to go bankrupt. Burge is grinning like a villain who just found a glitch in the Matrix. It is useful for the future, but right now, he needs to focus on the immediate threat.
He is already planning how to humiliate the heroes who dared to look down on him in his past life.
Lozier is literally begging to tear the tower apart just to see how it works.
He is a total nerd for research.
Burge makes him a deal. If his traps actually manage to wipe out the trash heroes on the first floor, he can touch the shiny machine.
Lozier is suddenly more motivated than a protagonist in a training arc.
He is ready to sweep those crafty heroes away just for a chance to play with his new toys.
Honestly, give a scientist a budget and some motivation, and they become the scariest villains.
Now Burge turns his attention to the princess. He wants her to play boss on the 4th floor. She tries to play the innocent princess card, but Burge knows she is a genius spiritist who would rather fight monsters than go back to her boring palace.
Our Demon King is a master of manipulation.
He knows she is bored out of her mind. She starts wondering what elements to use, fire, water, or maybe just throwing rocks. Burge tells her to just focus on flustering the heroes and making them look like idiots. The princess agrees, but she has one condition: she wants to be introduced as his subordinate, not a royal. She is fully embracing the dark side. She even asks if she should use her looks to seduce the heroes, but Burge shuts that down immediately.
No simping allowed in this tower.
She is way too excited about being a villain, striking poses and acting like a total diva.
Burge is just sitting on his throne thinking about the math.
200 heroes are coming, and his current defenses are still a bit thin for a total wipeout. The plan is simple: mass mana cannons on the 1st floor and the princess's bait on the 4th.
But Burge knows he needs more personal power.
He is still too weak to solo half the hero army, so it is time for some manual level grinding.
He heads out to find spirit blossoms, specifically ones contaminated by demonic energy. These things are like super buff items for demons. But the fields are empty, and he is starting to get annoyed that his gardening trip is a bust.
He is wandering the snow with the princess and her useless spirits, searching for the loot.
They have tried 3 different spots with 0 luck. It turns out someone else has been clearing the map before them. Just as he is about to lose his cool, a wild pearl orc appears. These guys are massive, blue, and look like they eat rocks for breakfast. But instead of attacking, the leader, Krutu, does the unthinkable and drops to his knees. Burge is sick of these orcs, but Krutu is different.
He is the chieftain of the Blue Frost tribe, and he is here to beg for a job.
He wants his tribe to become Burge's kin to atone for their ancestors being traitors. Talk about a heavy family legacy.
The entire tribe is bowing in the snow, practically begging to be minions.
Burge sees right through them, though. He knows they did not just come for honor. They have the missing spirit blossoms and are using them as a bargaining chip for power. Krutu is surprisingly smart for an orc. He knows they are weak and need a strong master to survive this frozen wasteland. Burge likes his honesty. He is tired of the sweet talk and appreciates a monster who knows how to negotiate. Krutu brings out a chest filled with the rare blossoms. This was their plan all along, leveraging wisdom over brute strength.
The princess is sparkling with joy at the sight of the loot, and Burge realizes this orc might actually be a genius.
To survive in this harsh land, the tribe valued brains over brawn. Krutu is a rare breed of monster that can actually hold a conversation without screaming. Burge decides he likes this vibe and prepares to make things official.
Burge unleashes a terrifying red magic circle, accepting Krutu into his kin.
The power surge is insane, and the orc chieftain looks like he is getting a massive stat boost. He is no longer just a random mob. He is a Demon King's elite soldier now. Krutu is fully transformed and looks absolutely beastly. His race is still Pearl Orc, but his status is now Demon King's kin. He is ready to die for Burge, and the rest of the tribe follows suit. screaming their loyalty into the wind. The mountain is now crawling with orcs.
Burge has his perimeter secured, his first floor loaded with cannons, and a psycho princess waiting on the fourth.
The defense is finally complete, and he is sitting pretty while waiting for his prey to arrive. We get a full view of the full force tower. Outside, the Orc Legion is patrolling the snow like a wall of blue muscle. Anyone trying to sneak in is going to have a very bad day before they even reach the front door. Inside, Lozier is standing amidst 60 mana cannons, looking like a mad scientist ready to press the delete button.
And on the fourth floor, the princess has swapped her dress for a gothic battle outfit, surrounded by her elemental spirits. She looks ready to ruin some lives.
Burge watches everything through his magical screens like a high-tech dungeon master. All the pieces are in place.
He is practically vibrating with excitement to repay the heroes for the humiliation they gave him in his previous life.
The scene shifts to the edge of the mountains.
The hero Hillen and the spy Granada have finally arrived.
They are smiling and looking all confident, totally unaware that they are walking straight into a meat grinder designed by a very petty Demon King. The Urgist Mountains loom in the distance, covered in snow and secrets.
Hillen thinks he is the main character of this story, but he has no idea the tower is invisible and the welcoming committee is armed to the teeth.
Let the slaughter begin.
Look at this smug face.
While these so-called heroes are busy playing dress-up, our main man is watching their doom on a 4K crystal display.
Welcome to the hunting grounds, you delusional clowns. We start at the Holton Preparation Station, which is basically a fancy way of saying the final meal for idiots. The Fortress Master is busy licking Hillen Cargill's boots, acting like this guy is the second coming of the sun. Hillen is playing the "oh, little old me" card, acting all shy and modest while everyone in the room is basically simping for his autograph. He is urged to give a speech to raise morale, as if these guys aren't already drunk on their own hype.
He brings up Princess Hernan, claiming they are going to make the foolish Demon King pay for the kidnapping.
The irony here is so thick you could cut it with a sword.
Hillen is screaming like a generic shonen protagonist. The entire room starts chanting for justice, like they are in a cult. It is a certified cringe fest. Everyone is raising their glasses, completely unaware that they are basically toast in a few hours.
Granada has a moment of weakness, thinking that if the heroes actually win, he might finally be free from his master, Burge.
But he quickly snaps out of it. He knows his master isn't the type of guy you want to betray unless you have a death wish. Granada steps out for fresh air and reviews his secret orders from Burge.
The instructions are simple but ominous. Stop all contact after Holton, watch the snow, and for the love of everything, stay far away from the tower when it opens.
Suddenly, Hillen appears behind him like a jump scare, offering some elven fruit wine. He is trying to be bro-EY and asks if Granada is nervous.
The elf is just trying to keep his poker face while dealing with the ultimate red flag hero.
Hillen admits that even though everyone trusts him, conquering a Demon King's tower is always a nightmare. He is acting all deep and reflective, but Granada is busy wondering how this guy actually killed the Demon King of Lust. Granada asks for the heroic tale of how he absorbed the Lust King's power. Hillen's face goes dark for a split second before he pulls out a classic deflection, claiming it was only possible because of his brave comrades. Translation: he is hiding something scandalous. Hillen asks Granada to protect his flank, acting like they are best friends for life.
It is the peak of fake hero energy.
They head back inside to tell more adventure stories to the starstruck Fortress Master.
Next morning, the march begins.
It is a full-blown parade with people cheering and chanting names.
Hillen is leading the pack, looking like he is already planning the victory party.
These people really think they are in a fairy tale.
They reach the Urgist Mountains and the weather is suspiciously clear.
The background characters are already celebrating, claiming the goddess of victory is on their side and that the monsters must be hibernating. Famous last words, guys.
One of the soldiers gets some purple goop on his head and wonders what it is.
Surprise. It is ghoul spit. Massive, disaster-class ghouls start crawling all over the cliffs, and suddenly the hibernation theory looks pretty stupid.
The heroes go from "we are the best" to "we are going to die" in about 5 seconds.
These ghouls are absolute units, trapping the entire army in a narrow gorge. It is a total slaughterfest in the making. Just when things couldn't get worse, a frost giant shows up at the front. It is literally taller than the cliffs. Hillen finally stops posing and tells everyone to fall back while he stays to deal with it. Hillen is playing the martyr, telling his subordinates to run while he takes on the giant alone. Wharton is worried, but Hillen is confident, claiming a frost giant is nothing compared to the Demon King he already defeated. Hillen charges in with some flashy moves, buying time for the extras to escape. He is smirking like he has already won. Meanwhile, the army is scrambling out of the gorge like ants fleeing a magnifying glass.
The heroes catch their breath and start glazing Hillen again.
They are impressed by how low the casualties are and speculate that Hillen must be even stronger than a Demon King now. The levels of delusion are off the charts. Their little fan club meeting is interrupted by Pearl Orcs.
These aren't your average grunts. They are the Demon King's direct subordinates, and they have "Welcome to Urgist" written all over their scary faces.
Hillen is ready to fight, but then he hears a rumbling sound.
Granada's eyes go wide as he remembers the warning to watch the snow. He realizes that the real threat wasn't the monsters. It was the mountain itself.
Granada screams at everyone to run, but it is too late.
The Demon King didn't just send an army, he triggered a massive avalanche to bury these heroes under 1,000,000 tons of ice.
The white wall of death consumes everything in sight. This is what happens when you bring justice to a guy who specializes in logistics. Our MC, Burge, is just sitting on his throne, smiling as he prepares to hunt down the survivors. Imagine getting 3 specific warnings before a raid and ignoring every single one of them. Our boy Burge told Granada to watch out for the snow, and guess what?
The Pearl Orcs just triggered a massive avalanche to turn the heroes into popsicles.
The survivors are scrambling like ants in a blender, trying to set up camp while their friends are buried under tons of ice. Granada is screaming for order, but the nightmare is only getting started for these so-called legends. Warning number 2, never let your guard down at night.
While the heroes are shivering, frost giants and ghouls are being herded straight toward their tents like a delivery service from hell.
Talk about a bad Yelp review for this mountain trip. It is absolute chaos as the orcs drive the monsters into the camp again.
The heroes are cursing the Demon King, but honestly, if you walk into a trap this obvious, you kind of deserve the jump scare.
3 days in, and the squad has gone from 511 to a measly 256. They finally crawl to the summit of the tallest mountain expecting a final boss fight, but it is as empty as a simp's bank account. Talk about a mood killer.
Hillen is throwing a literal temper tantrum because common sense says the tower should be right there. Morale is in the gutter, and heroes like Wharton are officially quitting the group chat to save their own skins. Wharton basically tells Hillen that this journey is a flop and his life matters more than some failed mission. The remaining heroes are looking like they want to cry, and honestly, the second-hand embarrassment is real.
They think the first floor will be full of weaklings they can farm for XP. But Granada remembers the third warning. Stand far away when the door opens.
Too bad the rest of the squad is too busy being brave to listen. The doors swing open, and instead of goblins, they are staring down the barrels of dwarf mana cannons.
Hillen's face goes pale as he realizes Burge did not bring monsters to a gunfight. He brought heavy artillery.
The cannons unleash a devastating bombardment that literally erases the entire party in one shot. It is not even a battle, it is a demolition.
If you ever wondered what a total wipe looks like, this is the gold standard.
The smoke clears, and the head count drops from 52 to exactly 1.
Hillen Cargill is the lone survivor standing amidst the scrap metal and ashes, wondering how his entire life became a comedy of errors in 5 seconds.
Hillen is baffled because nothing about this tower follows the RPG handbook. Granada crawls out of the wreckage, having survived only because he actually listened to Burge's warning for once. Smart move for a sidekick. Hillen starts flexing his ego, claiming he killed the Demon King of Lust and absorbed his power.
He thinks a new Demon King is no match for him and insists on going up the tower alone with Granada.
The arrogance is off the charts. They ascend to the 2nd and 3rd floors, but it is ghost town status. Hillen is on edge, expecting a trap, but the emptiness is actually making him more paranoid than a boss fight would.
Burge is playing mind games now.
They reach the 4th floor and find a lush forest.
Hillen is losing his mind because this is supposed to be a dungeon, not a botanical garden.
He is literally asking if they are even in the right building anymore.
Out of the trees steps a figure calling herself the Dark Spiritist, one of the 4 heavenly kings. It is actually Princess Ernan in a cringy villain costume, trying her best to act edgy while Hillen stares in pure confusion. She is doing poses and making dramatic speeches, but Hillen recognizes her immediately as the princess he was supposed to save.
This is peak awkwardness, and Granada is just trying to disappear into the background. Hillen lists all the trauma he has been through: the snow, the cannons, the empty floors, and now a crazy princess attacking him. He finally snaps and decides that if the tower will not play by the rules, he will just destroy it.
The princess starts using high-rank spirit magic that she should not even be able to use if she were being controlled.
Hillen realizes the logic of this world has officially left the chat and prepares for a mental breakdown.
Hillen is tallying up all the nonsense he has faced like a bitter accountant. From the hidden tower to the mana cannons, he is done playing nice.
He is ready to go full psycho hero on everyone in the room. Burge finally reveals himself to confront the hero. Hillen calls him a coward for sneaking around, but Burge is just calm and collected, looking at Hillen like he is a bug that needs to be squashed under a boot.
Hillen suddenly grabs Granada and activates a hidden artifact called the Elf Eater. He is literally draining the life out of his own ally to get a mana boost. Talk about a massive red flag. This guy is a total fraud. Hillen admits the artifact will kill the elf, but he claims it is for the greater good.
Granada realizes the hero is just a hypocritical swindler who uses people as batteries.
Hillen's true colors are uglier than a goblin's backside. Burge notices the ring is the source of Hillen's stolen power. Hillen just laughs, boasting that not even the Demon King of Lust could take that ring off. He is feeling untouchable right before the ultimate humble pie is served.
Hillen is cackling like a Disney villain, thinking he has won because of his forbidden artifact.
He is stepping on Granada's head and acting like a total psycho. It is honestly satisfying knowing what is about to happen to him. Granada's dying words are calling Hillen a hypocrite, which is the most accurate thing said all day. Hillen is so high on his own supply that he does not even notice the shadow moving behind him. Classic rookie mistake.
Out of nowhere, Gordon appears from stealth and slices Hillen's hand clean off in one smooth motion.
The unremovable ring goes flying along with Hillen's ego. The scream he lets out is music to my ears.
Hillen is in shock, clutching his bloody stump and wondering how a demon could get close enough to hurt him.
Gordon just looks bored, calling the hero rude and noisy.
That is what happens when you rely on stolen jewelry, buddy.
The mighty hero is now just a pathetic guy bleeding on the floor.
Burge walks up and grabs him, telling him it is finally time to take a beating. No more artifacts, no more sacrifices, just a one-way trip to the hospital. Hillen tries to dodge, but the pressure from Burge's power is like being crushed by a mountain.
He is seeing visions of a massive purple dragon, realizing he severely underestimated the Demon King he was trying to raid.
The screen turns purple as Burge prepares to finish this clown once and for all.
Hillen's face is frozen in pure terror, and honestly, we love to see it. The hero's journey just hit a dead end, literally.
Burge leans in with that savage grin, calling Hillen by his full name just to make it personal.
It is time for the beatdown of the century to begin.
Don't blink, because this hero is about to be turned into a stain.
The final explosion of mana fills the tower as Hillen's stolen power fades away.
Burge has completely dismantled the hero's party and his dignity in one go.
Stay tuned, because the Demon King is just getting warmed up.
Imagine being a world-class hero and getting your lunch money taken by a rookie Demon King. Our boy Burge is standing over the literal garbage pile that used to be Hillen Cargill, looking like he just finished a light jog while the hero is busy tasting the dirt. Burge is not feeling merciful today and orders his crew to bind this fallen star and toss him into the dungeon along with any other human survivors who were unlucky enough to witness this beatdown.
He is treating these legendary warriors like yesterday's laundry, and honestly, the disrespect is top tier. Now it is time to reward the loyal help, so Burge tosses a spirit blossom to Lozier like he is giving a treat to a good dog.
Lozier is absolutely losing his mind because this item is basically a cheat code for life, and he cannot believe the Demon King is actually sharing the loot.
Lozier is so hyped he looks like he is about to ascend, especially when Burge gives him the green light to dismantle the entire tower for research.
Meanwhile, Princess Ernan is watching from the shadows, wondering how this man is looking so fresh after turning a top-tier hero into a floor mat. The princess thinks he is just putting on a tough guy act to keep up appearances, but Burge is actually having a deep internal crisis.
He knows that Hillen is one of the 10 stars, the absolute strongest freaks on the continent, even if he is technically the bottom of that barrel.
Once he is finally alone, Burge collapses like a sack of potatoes because he barely used any demonic energy points to buff his body in this life.
He is basically playing on hardcore mode with a level 1 character, and the exhaustion is finally catching up to his scamming soul. He admits that if Hillen had been at 100%, Burge would be the one currently being served on a platter. Our protagonist is not a powerhouse yet. He is just a tactical genius who used psychological warfare to make the hero panic and leave a massive opening for a finishing blow.
This is a perfect victory that completely ignores the usual Demon King standards, and Burge is feeling himself, thinking he can actually rewrite the future and get his bloody revenge.
But while he is celebrating his big brain moves, the rest of the world is absolutely losing its collective mind.
We cut to the Holton Walk press conference where a bunch of angry investors are screaming for someone's head because their expensive expedition just went up in smoke.
They want accountability, and they want it now, because losing money is apparently worse than losing heroes in this world.
The guild representatives are sweating bullets, trying to convince the mob that Hillen has not failed and is just playing a very long game of hide-and-seek with the tower. It is a pathetic excuse, but they are desperate to keep the stocks from crashing while rumors of a terrifying new Demon King spread like wildfire.
Over in the kingdom of Hilderin, the king is throwing a royal tantrum because his precious princess is still missing and the hero he hired turned out to be a total fraud. He is threatening to execute Hillen if he does not bring her back, proving once again that being a hero is a high-risk, low-reward career.
Then we have Dwarven Princess Louise, who does not give a single flip about the hero, but is screaming at her guards to find her missing blacksmith Lozier.
Everyone is in deep sorrow, which is great news for Burge because all that negative energy is flowing straight into his bank account in the form of points.
At the Hero Guild headquarters, a survivor named Wharton is being interrogated like a criminal, swearing on his life that the horror story he reported is the absolute truth.
The guild leaders decide to give Hillen 10 more days to respawn before they take the nuclear option.
They declare that if there is no news in 10 days, they will mobilize all 4,728 heroes on the continent for a total wipeout.
It is basically a World War level response, just to deal with one guy who is currently chilling in his basement.
Down in the dungeons, Hillen finally wakes up and realizes his body has been magically patched up, which is his first clue that things are about to get weird.
Burge walks in looking like a boss and offers the hero a simple choice: become my loyal servant or find out what the afterlife looks like. Hillen thinks this is a joke until Burge breaks down the brutal economics of the hero's journey, explaining that Hillen is basically a walking debt trap. Since he failed the mission, all those expensive investments for food, gear, and security are now his personal problem, and he is officially bankrupt.
Burge explains that humans will eventually figure out his new tactics, so he needs a high-ranking hero on the inside to sabotage their plans and keep the tower safe.
To make sure Hillen does not get any funny ideas, Burge pulls out a creepy magical tool called Armani's Orb that is designed to live inside your brain. This orb is basically a biological remote control bomb that will detonate and paint the walls with Hillen's brains if he ever feels even a tiny bit of hostility.
Burge tells him that if he rejects the orb, he is as good as dead anyway because there are plenty of other heroes he can kidnap and brainwash.
Hillen tries to act tough, claiming his high-level mental defenses make him immune to mind control, but Granada is tired of the yapping.
The elf literally shoves the orb into the hero's mouth, forcing him to swallow it while he is still mid-sentence, which is the most aggressive way to sign a contract.
The orb settles in, and Hillen's status officially updates to Demon King's vassal, meaning Burge just scored a legendary tier pawn for his collection.
But the celebration is cut short when Gordon points out that Hillen's debt is a staggering 100,000 gold, which is basically a national budget.
Burge only has 2,000 gold in his pocket, meaning his new star player is currently a massive financial liability that could sink his entire operation. He realizes that to survive and grow his power, he needs a massive pile of cash, and he needs it fast before the debt collectors start knocking on the tower door.
He remembers a yearly event called the Unison of Towers, a massive party for Demon Kings that he used to skip because he thought they were all disgusting losers.
But now he sees them as walking piggy banks, realizing these old-timers have probably hoarded centuries' worth of gold and shiny treasures.
As a formal invitation to the gathering arrives, Burge gets a devious look in his eye that spells trouble for every other demon in the world.
He tells his crew to pack their bags because they are going to this meeting for one reason and one reason only: to swindle his seniors out of every last coin they have.
His subordinates are shocked by the audacity, but they quickly realize that following a demon king who knows how to hustle is way better than following a traditional one.
Burge is ready to take his scamming skills to the big leagues, and honestly, those senior demon kings have no idea what is about to hit them.
Hillen is still reeling from having a bomb in his head, but Burge is already moving on to the next big play, proving that in this world, money is the ultimate power.
The hero who was once the pride of the continent is now just a pawn in a demonic Ponzi scheme, and the real chaos is only just beginning.
Burge flashes a savage smile as he prepares to depart, knowing that he is successfully altering the fate that once led to his destruction. He is not just building a tower, he is building a criminal empire, and anyone standing in his way is either going to become a vassal or a cautionary tale.
The episode ends with our protagonist heading toward a meeting of the most dangerous beings in existence, not with fear, but with the confidence of a man about to pull off the greatest heist in history. Stay tuned, because the Demon King is about to show everyone that being a villain is all about the grind and the gold.
Hillen might be a hero, but he is about to learn that working for the dark side has much better benefits, even if the HR department is a bit explosive. Burge is playing the long game, and with a 10-star hero in his pocket, the continent is basically his for the taking. The status screens don't lie, and as the Demon King's influence grows, the heroes outside are in for a very rude awakening in 10 days.
For now, Burge is focused on the money, because you can't conquer the world on an empty stomach and a mountain of debt. The Unison of Towers is the next stop, and Burge is ready to turn the demonic hierarchy upside down with his unconventional methods. Get ready for some high-stakes gambling and legendary tier manipulation as our boy takes on his own kind to secure his future. Those senior Demon Kings have been comfortable for too long, and Burge is the wake-up call they never wanted. He is going to walk into that meeting and walk out with enough gold to buy a kingdom, or at least pay off his new vassal's massive credit card bill. The story is moving fast, the stakes are rising, and Burge is proving that he is the most dangerous player in the game.
Don't miss out on the next update, because the scam of the century is about to go down at the Demon King's round table. With a final, confident smirk, Burge sets out to claim his place at the top, leaving a trail of broken heroes and empty pockets behind him.
The era of the new Demon King has officially begun, and it is going to be a wild, expensive ride for everyone involved.
Welcome to the Tower of Lies, where the air is thick with ego, and the 13th floor is currently hosting a meeting for the most dramatic Demon Kings you have ever seen. Our boy Burge struts in like he is walking a runway, completely unbothered by the fact that he is the last one to arrive at this demonic circus. Even though he is technically on time, the other kings are already huddled up like a bunch of gossiping aunties.
Burge just gives them that smug demonic dragon grin, basically asking if they had a lot of secrets to whisper about while he was busy having actual main character energy. Let us check out the competition. We have Draxon the werewolf, who looks like he needs a flea bath, Reyna the frost demon, who is the literal definition of a cold shoulder, and Ygr the titan, a one-eyed giant who starts barking the moment Burge breathes. These guys are the peak of demonic society, and yet they act like they are in a middle school cafeteria. Enter Jason Cockmund, the Demon King of Lies and the host of this little pity party.
He is all smiles and sparkles, but don't let the glasses fool you.
He is immediately throwing shade at Burge for daring to interfere with their precious alliance.
Burge just stands there looking expensive, completely unfazed by the trash talk.
Ygr the Titan decides to be the designated hater and starts screaming about Burge being a newcomer who knows nothing about their standards. He is literally foaming at the mouth because Burge dared to have an opinion. It is honestly embarrassing how triggered these ancient beings get over a little bit of criticism. Jason decides to jump in with some killing intent, calling Burge a fool and claiming to be the only elite in the room.
He is basically begging for a fight, promising to grant Burge a death wish.
But watch this, because our demonic dragon is about to show them why he is the GOAT. With a simple clap, Burge literally deletes the killing intent of two demon kings at once. No magic, no flashy spells, just pure dominance.
Jason is left standing there like a simp who just got rejected, wondering how his aura vanished instantly.
This is what happens when you try to flex on the wrong person. Jason is internally screaming, trying to figure out if Burge is using some tower power or if he is just that cracked. He decides to play it cool and keep his guard up, officially starting the meeting. He is desperate to maintain control, but everyone in the room knows the power dynamic just shifted.
The topic of the day is the missing hero, Hillen Cargill. Jason is demanding to know where the hero went, acting like it is Burge's fault the guy didn't show up for his scheduled beating. Burge just stays silent, letting the suspense build while the other kings look on with their glowing red eyes.
While the kings are arguing, the aides in the reception room are having their own little gossip session.
They are convinced the hero is just lost in the mountains, but they are more interested in why Burge's tower is so hard to find.
It turns out, being a demon king comes with a lot of paperwork and even more complaining from the staff. Burge's aide, Gordon, is the real MVP of hating.
He is telling the other subordinates to stay quiet about the hero because they are using him as a spy. He is all about that corporate secrecy, acting like he is running a demonic Fortune 500 company instead of a tower in the middle of nowhere.
Then Gordon just loses it. He starts screaming about how Burge is a stuck-up brat who never listens and gets into trouble the second he is left alone.
The other aides are actually feeling bad for him.
Imagine being the personal assistant to a demonic dragon who thinks he is a god.
The stress is real. Back in the meeting, the tension is back.
Jason is questioning Burge's sanity because the hero never even reached his tower.
Burge's excuse? He didn't put his tower at the peak of the mountain like a normal person.
The other kings are looking at him like he just said he eats cereal with water.
Jason is losing his mind, asking if Burge is literally trolling them.
He explains that the holy standards say you have to put your tower where everyone can see it.
Burge just hits them with the "I do what I want" energy, basically telling them that their traditions are garbage and he is protecting his domain his own way.
Jason warns him that a demon king without a tower is basically a dead man walking, but Burge just leans back and tells him to mind his own business.
He doesn't care about Archduke Arcane or any other old geezer. He is here for one thing and one thing only, and it isn't a history lesson.
As the meeting drags on, Burge completely tunes out the noise.
While the others are arguing about politics, he is internally counting his future stacks.
His goal is 100,000 gold, and he is scanning the room to see which of these kings is desperate enough to sell their soul for some demonic energy points.
Burge realizes there is a clear hierarchy here, and Jason is definitely at the top of the food chain.
But during a break on the balcony, Reyna the Frost Demon approaches him.
She is actually interested in talking to him one-on-one, which is a major red flag or a major opportunity. To Burge's shock, the Ice Queen actually agrees with him. She thinks the demonic standards are way too stiff and that they need to be more flexible if they want to survive in this region. She is basically sliding into his DMs, offering him a secret alliance while the other morons are still arguing inside. She hands him a personal transmitter and tells him to call her if he needs advice, as long as he stops being a public hater of the standards.
Burge accepts, realizing he just gained a high-tier ally.
She even admits he looks better than she expected, which is basically a demonic confession. Reyna walks away, leaving Burge to wonder if he can actually trust her.
He is still wary of Jason, though, because the King of Lies is way harder to read than a werewolf with a temper. He is playing a dangerous game, but at least he has a fancy blue walkie-talkie now. Meanwhile, back at Burge's tower, things are actually wholesome for once.
Princess Ernan is baking cookies for Lojer the blacksmith. Lojer is terrified because she is a princess who has never worked a day in her life, and he is pretty sure these cookies are going to taste like charcoal and regret.
Lojer takes a bite, and his entire world changes. These cookies are so good they literally start moving the mana in his body. He is having a full-blown spiritual experience over some chocolate chips.
He asks what her secret is, and she casually mentions she used spirit blossoms in the dough.
Lojer nearly has a heart attack because those flowers are incredibly rare and expensive.
She basically baked a small fortune into a snack. She says it is a gift so they can stay close, and she even wonders if Burge would like them. It is honestly adorable how she is turning this dungeon into a bakery. The princess is finally adapting to her new life, and Lojer is just happy he didn't die from food poisoning.
But back at the Tower of Lies, the cozy vibes are non-existent. The meeting is over, but Jason asks Burge to stay behind for a little tea and a private chat.
Jason drops the act and gets straight to the point.
He tells Burge he knows exactly what he is after. He knows our demonic dragon is completely broke and in desperate need of human money. Burge is stunned, his secret debt finally coming to light. The King of Lies really did have the last laugh.
Burge's eyes turn red as he realizes his confidential info has leaked.
He is standing in the heart of enemy territory, exposed and vulnerable.
Jason is just sitting there with that punchable grin, proving that in a tower built on lies, the truth is the most dangerous weapon of all.